Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Kato Paphos. That's the Paphos Hotel there on the left hand side. Again, a bit of a budget hotel, but we did storm that hotel. If you go and drop Paphos Hotel, Marika and me, in the YouTube search bar, up it will come. And we did that for some superstars all the way over in Antwerp in Belgium. Good morning to you, Mr. Phil, and to your partner in crime, Miss Liski. And we hope that you're doing well, and we hope that the daffodils are growing well. And hopefully you get some good weather, because we know it does warm up over there in the summer, doesn't it? And one of these days, don't forget to invite us to your daughter's wedding. Don't you remember? I got you a special wooden dicky boat for that special occasion. So again, a very good morning to Phil, Liski, and of course your daughter, Miss Sarah. Now, we're wiggling and we're waggling, and we're going to go into the area of the Kato Paphos harbour. If you're walking, it's quite easy, but if you're driving, due to the Gumbaru #1, Mr. Fordonis, the mayor, who's actually a really good man, by the way, but he's doing a lot of big diggering around, and the roads are dug up, and that road's dug up, and then next week that one's down, and that one's dug up. Anyway, a lot of roads dug up, and it's not easy to get to the harbour if you're in a car, so you have to drive back out from the Paphos Road, which is the hotel's road, or Bar Street, where we were then, to get onto the inner ring road. And then you go down a bit to the Paphos Mall, and then you take a left and go down to downtown Kato Paphos Harbour, which is absolute paradise, especially today. We're in June. Well, that sky is looking very blue indeed. And I promise you, when we get to the sea, you're going to be shocked of its blueness, because the blue Mediterranean Sea is looking bluer than it's ever looked before. And on top of that, Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. In fact, I've actually got a brand new blue t-shirt on today, and brand new sports athletic trainer shoes on as well. And to top it all off as well, especially for Miss Andrea, I've got brand new blue boxer shorts. You never know, I might even show them on camera that little bit later, especially for Miss Sarah. And Miss Sarah is coming to Paphos very soon indeed, and there's a bit of a gaggle coming. I mean, obviously she's bringing Mr. Ed with her, but there's some other people coming as well, so you never know, we might get them to dance the Chochka down the Kato Paphos promenade. Let's hope for it. Where are we? This is the Paphos Mall roundabout. The big shiny building over there is the Paphos Mall. So that means we're going to take a left, and as it says, Kato Paphos Harbour, 1 kilometre. There we are. We go under the Paphos Skywalk. That's a metal structure that allows you to walk up in the clouds. Well, not quite that high, but about 5 or 6 metres, 10-12 feet above the road level. You do get some fresh air, and you do get a nice view, especially when you go all the way off country a little bit to the viewpoint and look back towards downtown Kato Paphos Harbour and across the blue Mediterranean Sea and out into the abyss on a spectacular day like today. You may have noticed that there's a lot of people walking around, shall we say, scantily clad. And if you go on the Kato Paphos promenade, by the way, you find people walking around almost nude. In fact, I was sitting with Mr. Chris of the sponge sales fame, and he actually was so excited yesterday that he actually took a video of a lady that was walking past, and to be honest, well, what can I say? I don't think that video could go on YouTube. She wasn't wearing enough clothes. But anyway, very pleasant indeed. And I showed it to Marika as well. Well, he did. She had a good laugh as well. So this is the road, which if you're looking to buy a property, this could be the road for you. There's more property sellers on this road in Paphos than anywhere else. Some of the big names are here: Cyprus Property Finder, West Coast Properties, Fitzgerald's Properties. So if you want to buy somewhere, this is the street for you. There's some great apartments for sale. There's some great villas for sale. The prices range. What can you buy? You can buy a studio apartment, let's say, if you're lucky, for maybe 75-ish thousand euros. And you can go all the way up to villas that'll cost you 5 million, 6 million, or even more. And obviously, along the way, there's probably something special for you. Anyway, here we are. This is the downtown Kato Paphos promenade and harbour area. Pretty sure you can see that the sea is looking very, very blue indeed. There's lots of people walking around, walking off their breakfast and wondering where to go and sit down and have a nice, I don't know what, glass of tea, glass of chai, for example, or that special frappe or a hot latte with a sugar or two. And on that note, well, if you want to keep the channel afloat, why not click through to our About page where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two. That's the Buy Me a Coffee platform. You click through to it, Marika and me, you hunt us down, obviously, and you get to, well, should we say, attach your plastic friend, your credit card, your bank card, and it's a one-off payment, and you make us a donation. Thank you very much, we'd say. And don't be thinking that we can get your details, we don't. It's between your bank and their bank, and it's all totally confidential. So there we go. Now, let's keep going, and we're going to drive back up, and I think we'll go down to the Kings, because these are the areas that if you're coming for a holiday, the majority of the people are, well, wanting to familiarise themselves with or already know. So hopefully you'll learn your way around. Someone's over having an argument there, they want to go in there and park, and there's a delivery van in the way. Anyway, all very, very light-hearted indeed. Big car park on our left hand side, by the way, and it's totally free of charge, okay, at the moment anyway. There are rumours that the council are trying to come up with some clever ways to be able to charge, because the land was donated free of charge to the municipality with the intent for it to be free parking for the rest of, well, the world's life. But as we understand, politicians are always looking for ways to try and get their hands in our pockets. So they are talking about things like, well, you know, we have to maintain this car park, we have to put tarmac down this car park, therefore we should be allowed to charge. So there's a bit of a debate going on at the moment. And I understand these debates go on all over the world because politicians are sneaky, sneaky little people. Hopefully none of them are watching at the moment. Hopefully not. Anyway, there we go. For Donis the Mayor, if you understand, he's actually a very, very good man. Very, very hard job to do. You either love him or you don't. I get on with him quite well. He's quite a good guy, and he's got a great vision for Paphos. And the one thing that we and him have in common, that of course we want to promote the living daylights out of Paphos, and we want you to keep coming back here over and over again, because Paphos is a great, great place. So if you're looking for a special place to go on a holiday, perhaps only a weekend if you live quite close by, let's say in Israel or Jordan, or further afield, perhaps come for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, or even the rest of your life. It's a great, great place indeed. The weather most of the time is very, very good. In the winter, you know, we can get a bit of chopsy mopsiness, but in general, compared to Northern Europe, it's pretty warm. And we all like to complain, but if you want to, you can walk around in a t-shirt and shorts pretty much for 11 months of the year, as I do. Well, I wear long trousers, but I always have a t-shirt on, and it's always in blue. Where are we? Well, this is the Paphos Mall roundabout. The big shiny building right in front of us is the Paphos Mall, and at this time of year, well, to be honest, it's one of the best places to go, obviously because it's got aircon, lots of shops, places to eat and places to meet your friends and those kind of things. We've turned left and we're now on. Now I expected them to turn straight away. There we go. There we are. See how courteous I was there, because often they go way, way too fast. And there was a big pause there, and luckily there was no one up my bottom. But there you go, Miss Andrea, especially for you, I even stopped at a green traffic light. There we go. You never know, that gentleman may be one of our superstar members who likes to watch the little channel of Marika and me now and again. Now, talking about superstars, let's have a shout out to some of the people that we've met, some of the people that like to watch the channel. The other night, we had the great pleasure and the great honour to go out for dinner with some superstars who have returned to the UK. So hopefully they're watching this when we say thank you very, very much. Mr. Ian, Miss Tina, it was great to meet you. And hopefully you're still with us, and hopefully we'll meet again. Maybe not next week, maybe next year, or maybe in a few years' time. But it was a great pleasure and an honour to sit and have dinner with you. Thank you very, very much. And well, We hope you have a very, very good time in Suffolk, and we hope the weather is very, very kind to you. And you never know, you might pop next door to Norfolk, and well, you may go and look and hunt down that place called, well, yeah, you know that place. And you never know, you might get to bump into, well, Shady Tree. Actually bumped into him, actually, didn't you? You were with us, Shady Tree and the Shady Lady, because they're from Norfolk, so they're not far from you. And on your travels, you might get to meet the superstars known as Miss Andrea and Mr. Mart, who again live in Norfolk. So there we go. Right. So great to meet you, Mr. Ian. It really, really was, and Miss Tina. And we see you as our friends for life. Please come back now and again and say hello. And you never know, you might want to buy us a coffee or two. That's our little joke between me and Mr. Ian. There we are. He poured us dinner and said, I haven't got to buy you a coffee for a few weeks. And I said, well, I'll let you off for a week. There we go. Tomb of the Kings Avenue on a spectacular day. The bus station, or the new mini terminal, is over there on the right hand side. That's going to open up very, very shortly. When it does, well, I'll park up in the car park and have a bit of a walk around, perhaps hop into tea for two next to it and have a breakfast with my great friend, the manager there. And he's a nice chappy. Oh, let's stop. They're on to Amper. Yep. Anthros, his name is, or Andreas to some of his friends. Anyway, his name begins with an A, and I've known him for 15 years. It was the first place I ever went to eat when I arrived in Cyprus, and for months I then went there every single day for breakfast. So of course we got to know each other pretty well, and he's a star. And he was saying, unfortunately, we're all getting older, aren't we? And including myself in that pack as well. He said another 4 years he's going to retire and take his pension. And you know, I was shocked at the end of the day, but of course, like I say, I've known him for 15 years, so he will have worked there pretty much all his life in 4 years, and he's looking forward to having his pension, and we're going to go and sit on a beach and put his feet up and just chill. There we are. Now, if you go down there to the left, you've got the Kissers Hotel, and we understand that Miss Sarah, who likes a bit of a bottom slap, and Mr. Ed and a few other people are going to book in there. I think it's next week or the week after, so hopefully we're going to bump into them. And if you keep going down there, you've got the Elysium 5-star hotel, probably the best hotel possibly in Cyprus, but probably in Paphos, with great service. Met some superstars on the actual promenade yesterday, and wow, great people all the way from Heswell. And the guy likes to dibble and dabble in computers, made himself an absolute fortune. They got bought out, and they come out of Paphos 2 or 3 times a year, and they stay in the Elysium. So he's rapidly going through his fortune. No, he's not, obviously. Anyway, Tomb of the Kings Avenue. Why is it called Tomb of the Kings Avenue? Because at the roundabout at the end, that's where you can turn a left, go into the car park, cross a man's palm with €2.50, and you'll go into the Tomb of the Kings archaeological site, and there are mosaics and columns, and on top of all of that, the blue Mediterranean Sea. €2.50 a pop, and you can stay there for as long as you want. Well, until closing time, which I think is 7 o'clock at night. Venus Beach 5-star luxury hotel is on our left hand side. Why is it called the Venus Beach Hotel? Because the beach is called Venus Beach. Lidl, if you want a can of Coca-Cola, or need I say a can of Pepsi if your name's Miss Andrea, there you go. That's where you go. If we keep going, you've got the Capital Coast. That's a resort on our left hand side, which sits on the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. And as we keep on going, we're now technically in the Mutabulus area, and rapidly we will descend into the Clorica area, Lower Clorica, which is beachside. So big shout out to some more superstars. Dame Anne, she's our girl in charge of the show, and she will always be with us, and she will always only be the only dame in the world. Lady so sweet Caroline, the Lord Nigel Big Guns, good morning to you. Of course, Miss Ellie, our favourite little superstar with the dog called Barney, good morning to you. My superstar lawyer, Miss Anna Starr, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Barr, good morning to you. Bonnie Miller, superintendent, the man in charge of all the policing, good morning to you. The man known as the Bike King, he's in Israel at the moment, but soon he will be back in his adopted homeland, which is Denmark, and he will be sailing his longboat probably back over to Paphos very, very soon, because he's missing Paphos, and he's had a love affair, he loves a pear probably, but he's had a love affair with Paphos for the last 30 years or more. The hotel on the left is the King Eliathan, or the King Elephant Hotel as I call it. Many superstars have stayed there, and of course there's three with a place in my heart. He's a king, she's a queen, and they've got a princess. So good morning to my cousin King James, his queen Karine, and of course the superstar dancing cha-cha practicing girl known as Princess Darling. A very good morning to you. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course if you do like what you see, want to hit that like, click the subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness. I'm going to take you for a little treat just down here. We're going to take a left, and we're going to go down to the Clorica beach front, so we can finish on a truly spectacular view across the blue Mediterranean Sea, especially for you. Not far to go, so stick with us. Let's get those last few seconds out of you. I'm only joking. The view is going to be spectacular, and the view is going to take your breath away. Don't forget to come back now and again, by the way. We understand that perhaps you can't watch all of our terrible little productions. Come back now and again. And if you want us to go somewhere special, drop it in the comments, and if it can be done, we will go and do it, especially for you. Now and again we storm hotel receptions, people understand that. Now and again we get asked to do it, we try to do it, and we get stopped because, well, some of the hotels get into bed with us, and some of the hotels just don't understand the game, and they don't see it as publicity and these kind of things. Not trying to insult them, it's their choice, it's their hotel, isn't it? But look at that for a view. Should we do a bit of off-roading? Let's see if we can raise the suspension on the S-Class, because it is an air suspension. The vehicle is raising, so let's get off here, off-road in the Mercedes S-Class, and let's try and get as close as we can to that water's edge, especially for you. And if you're wondering where we are, by the way, this is the rear of, well, basically it's the Clorica coastal pathway there, and we are to the rear of the King Eliathan Hotel on our way to sort of the St. George Hotel. But anyway, look at that. And there's a man that is, well, enjoying the view. He's in blue shorts, so that's not a bad thing, and he's thinking to himself, oh my God, the whole world has been presented to me. And that sea looks absolutely spectacular. Look at the turquoisey blueness of it. Wow. Get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. Cyprus, Marika and me, we're waiting for you. Thanks for watching.